If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
The best defense attorney in the world, the man, the great Joe Tacopina, somewhere in Europe right now. For some reason, Joseph wanted that song. I don't know why. Joe, why'd you pick Sweet Home Alabama? Why'd you pick that song?
It's one of my favorite. Leonard Skinner is one of the greatest bands of all time. Kid Rock, with all due respect to Kid Rock, his version doesn't compare to that. I mean, the number one song, according to the Rolling Stone magazine, in the history of rock and roll is Freebird by Leonard Skinner. I'm a huge Skinner fan. I'm happy to be friends with the drummer, but it's Michael Corleone. But they're just amazing, dude. They're amazing.
No, we love them too. Yeah, I always thought that the number one song was Stairway to Heaven for some reason, followed by Hey Jude. But if you're saying Freebird, I'll go with you. Freebird.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're you got a lot going on these days, Joe, huh?
I got to ask you a question.
Sure.
I listen to your show every day, every single day,
okay.
and I never hear. Before every guest is coming on, I never hear that little disclaimer that WABC does where the opinions of our guests are not, attributed to WABC. But every time I'm on, right before I go on, I seem to hear that. Is that just a coincidence? Or?
No, that is for you.
Okay,
no, it's just a coincidence.
I go off.
Yeah, it's funny because, Lebedo, who's this big patriot, he's on every Wednesday, and he always comes on right after the Tunnel to Towers report, which is about some great patriot. So that's his deal. And then you come on after the disclaimer. So that's your deal. Congratulations.
And by the way, somewhere in Europe is Germany doing some stuff for the Army. So we'll leave it at that. But that's where I happen to be. So
you're in Germany?
Yeah. 3 p.m, so it's not too bad.
No, I love that. I love the time difference. It's 7 hours in Israel. It's actually 4 o'clock. But where you are, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You'll be getting ready for dinner soon.
Yeah, exactly.
How long are you there till?
Just till Monday. Just doing some.
I mean, do you like Germany? Look, I've never been to that. No. Yeah, no one does.
No. It's very gray. Look, there's some beautiful buildings, but go to Florence, go to Rome, go to London, keep going. Every country has its major city. And in Europe, they're all beautiful. I mean, they're all beautiful. Germany's very gray. And I don't think it's that, a lot. And they obviously threw a lot of stuff up after World War II in a hurry because it looks like, a bunch of cement boxes. But no. So, and the food's horrible.
Terrible, right?
Horrible, terrible.
How do you eat that? Oh, God.
I happen to be on an American property right now, so it's okay.
So you get American food on that American property, right?
Correct.
All right, beautiful. I wonder if Springsteen, although Springsteen just announced his tour as to 19 American cities, he'll be here in May at the USB Arena, where I'll be on Sunday in Madison Square Garden. And the column that was written by Kristen Fleming in the New York Post reads, "Why is Bruce Springsteen dividing instead of uniting fans?" And I ripped Bruce a couple of days ago. I ripped him on Instagram. I ripped him on this show, and I'm tired of him. I understand he doesn't like the president. That's fine. Not everybody does, but he really goes out of his way. He starts off almost every concert taking shots. He even came out and said a couple of days ago, listen, if you're going to come to my concerts this summer and you don't want to be lectured, don't listen to the beginning of the show. So he's already warning people he's going to do it. And where are they starting this tour of all places? Minneapolis.
Of course, the Mecca for the far left, right? Look, I don't care. I quote myself. I don't care
almost, yeah.
if my favorite musicians or athletes, I don't care for their political takes on anything, okay? Because they're not always the brightest in that area, right? And nor should they need to be. They're so disconnected from the realities of everyday Americans, but they're so utterly convinced that their rights is so important. I mean, look at how many of them came out for Kamala Harris, right? All of them. Taylor Swift, this one, Bruce Springsteen. They thought this was going to carry the day. Americans don't care about what rich celebrities say or think politically. And I don't want to pay. First of all, I wouldn't go to a Bruce concert. Saved my life. He needs to retire. I mean, he's falling on stage. I was never a huge fan to begin with, but he's brutal as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'll go to a Leonard Skinner concert. They put American flags all over the stage and everything, right? But Springsteen is just, I mean, and shut up. I mean, do you know anything about ICE and why ICE is here? Because that's what his big thing is. ICE is an agency that we need in this country, and if we don't have it, it's something that makes me mad. Because if you go have an intellectual discussion with this guy instead of giving him a microphone and letting him rant, you'll see in about a minute and a half he knows nothing about what he talks. So it's maddening. It really is.
It's worse for me. If you think it's maddening for you because you never liked him anyway, I loved him. Like he was my, that.
He did the most anti-American song of all songs.
I know a lot of them. Born in the USA was
the worst. That's like the most anti-American song. So
he also did that song Lou Rufino, Good Job, 41 Shots. So if you're pro NYPD like I am, that wasn't great either.
No, that's what I mean. Without having any knowledge. By the way, let me point out those cops were acquitted, so he should have done a follow-up song there. But, I mean, right? But it's okay. But it's just unreal to me. It's unreal you have idiots like that, and so vile too. I mean, I don't care. Just sing your stupid songs. Sing your songs and be quiet and go home. That's what people are paying. They're not paying to come see you give a speech that you know nothing about.
I don't know about that because he's going to pack every arena. Everybody's familiar now with what he's doing, and trust me, you're not going to find a seat in any of those arenas. So they might be going there to see that, but it doesn't seem to bother them all that much. Okay, that's sad. But
if you paid me, I wouldn't go.
I know. 300 students from Virginia's Woodbridge High School suspended over anti-ICE walkout. This was also in the New York Post. A Virginia high school suspended more than 300 teens who ditched class and stormed off campus during a student-led anti-ICE walkout last week. Just so you know, my son's school, and he goes to a high school in New York, they did the same thing a couple of weeks ago, and obviously Gabriel did not participate in that because he's not anti-ICE. But what are your thoughts on what happened in Virginia and really what's happening all over the country?
Yeah, it's repulsively unintelligent. That's the words I would use. Repulsively unintelligent. I mean, they almost be Springsteen fans, I guess, because ICE exists to enforce immigration laws inside the United States, right? Its primary role is to carry out orders issued by the federal immigration laws, including locating people who are subject to removal and prioritizing those who pose public safety risks or national security risks. So, all this banter. I mean, look, and beyond immigration enforcement, ICE investigates is really they are an investigative arm that targets human trafficking, drug smuggling, money laundering, other transactional crimes that cross borders. So ICE is so important to this country and to us. And by the way, it's essential because the laws passed by Congress only matter if there's an agency that actually enforces them. So critics argue, they enforce them and how they enforce them. They pick and choose. And no, they don't. Just stay out of the way. You want to protest, line the streets, protest. That's the American way. Protest all you want, but don't get in the way of illegal activity by law enforcement. Because if you do, you're going to get hurt, you could get shot, you could get arrested, and unfortunately, you brought it on yourself. So these 300 idiots who are in high school, who I guarantee you, if you polled them, I don't think any of them would even understand why they're actually protesting, other than to say ICE is bad, ICE is whatever those idiots say out there, Nazis, fascists, Gestapo, when all they are doing is enforcing laws that are passed by Congress. That's all they're doing. People are out. They're not just going after Americans, or they're not just going out there after immigrants who are legally here. They're going after illegal immigrants. That's what the laws are in this country. And if you don't like it, move to another country, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, again, we're sorry that Renee Good died and was killed. And the same thing about Alex Preddy. But
tragedy, yeah.
But you look at all the good work ICE has done, not that you want to compare it, but between finding missing children and getting rid of over 4,000 really bad guys, that number eclipses 7,300 compared to 2. So, again, I don't want to place importance on life, but that's a much bigger number. Obviously, ICE is doing a very, very good job. And let's face it, they didn't drag Good and Preddy out of their living rooms and their houses when this happened. They never should have been there in the first place. Anyway, let's move on to Mamdani. Your favorite guy, Mamdani. He campaigned. He was only going to tax the wealthy. I'm only going to tax the wealthy. And now it turns out that if Kathy Hochul doesn't raise taxes, that our good friend Mamdani is ready and willing to throw a property tax are not wealthy New Yorkers, up to 9.5%. I had the Speaker of the City Council on a couple of days ago. She said, we'll stop him if he tries. And that's gotten a little ugly, too. She came out and called me an Islamophobe. That's a whole other story. But what do you think about Mamdani? His initial promise was, I'm going to tax the rich. Now he's going to tax everybody.
Sid, we're in February. He's broken more promises in 2 months than most people could break in a year, in 4 years in office. I mean, it's unbelievable. And this was his big thing. I mean, his big videos with that stupid smile that he has on, that plastic smile, where he's telling, "Are you a millionaire? Because if you're a millionaire, you're going to be taxed more. If you make under $1 million a year, you won't be taxed more." Well, everyone who owns property now in New York is going to be taxed, and all his voters. Good for them. Good for them, because they believed his nonsense. Free food, free rent, free transportation, free. That means I don't have to work. I can sit home on my fat ass, watch TV, watch shows, stay on my computer, go on social media, do nothing productive for society, and still I get to eat, I get to sleep, I get to travel. No, it doesn't work that way. That was stupid, fancy stuff. That's why he was a TikTok mayor. He won literally the TikTok vote, which is, mostly some of the stupidest people in this country. And it's amazing what he's doing now. Now he's going to take on Governor Hochul. Good luck. I mean, good luck. Not that she's any, walk on the beach, but seriously, I mean, he really has no idea what he's doing. And it's he has a $127 billion preliminary budget proposal. I mean, the state of Florida is half of that almost, so much less. And this whole state of Florida is like triple the amount of people.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best our nation has to offer, especially when it comes to health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families' health. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.